Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, there lived a boy and a girl who were neighbors and best friends of each other. The boy's name's Kay and the girl's name's Gerda. The winter came and the whole town was covered in snow. During cold winter nights, Kay and Gerda gathered together and listened to her grandmother's fairy tales. Gerda asked her grandmother where the snow and the cold came from, and her grandmother started to tell the story. From far, far away, there was a kingdom full of ice and snow. The Snow Queen lived alone in her ice castle. She's very beautiful and powerful, but her soul sat cold as ice and snow. She used her icy mirror to watch everything that happened in the world. Right at that moment, Gerda saw the Snow Queen watching them through the window. "Grandmother, Kay, look! The Snow Queen is watching us through the window." But Kay didn't believe. He thought it's just a cat frozen from the cold, and he made a joke on the Snow Queen that if she had been there, she would have thrown her in the chimney, and she would have melted and turned into the Water Queen. Hearing Kay's joke on her through the icy mirror, the Snow Queen became furious. She then put her magic into the ice sparkles. "Ice sparkles, fly and find the boy, make his eyes and heart mine forever." Suddenly, a heavy snowstorm blowing the ice sparkles to Gerda's house. Being curious about what was going on, Kay opened the window. The ice sparkles stung his eyes and his heart. After that moment, Kay changed to a new person, cold and cruel. He behaved rudely towards everyone, even Gerda. One morning, Kay took his sled and moved away. Being worried for Kay, Gerda ran after him but couldn't stop him. She sadly watched him following the Snow Queen until they both disappeared in the veil of snow. The Snow Queen took Kay to her ice castle. Day by day, month by month, Gerda stood by the window waiting for Kay to come back. The winter was over, but there was still no sign of Kay. Having no more patience, Gerda said goodbye to her grandmother and go looking for her dearest friend. Before she left, her grandmother gave her a small mirror as a lucky charm. She asked everyone she met on her way, but no one knew about Kay. Finally, she reached the shore of a river, but there was no one for her to ask about Kay. She asked the river, but didn't receive a reply. At that time, a seal appeared and advised her to give the river a gift. After she placed her beloved necklace on the water, a miracle happened. Suddenly appeared a small boat from nowhere. She got on the boat and started to move on its own. The boat took her to the other shore, where she found a secret garden full of colorful flowers. With a friendly smile, the owner of the garden, a beautiful lady, welcomed Gerda. Gerda asked the flower lady if she knew about Kay. Because the flower lady didn't want Gerda to go away, she made up a lie to Gerda that she had seen Kay around somewhere. Trusting the flower lady, Gerda told her everything that happened to Kay. When the flower lady heard about the Snow Queen, she got very worried because the Snow Queen was a threat to her garden. Then the flower lady used a magic comb to comb Gerda's hair. The flower lady wanted Gerda to forget everything so that Gerda would stay there with her forever. The magic comb made Gerda fall asleep. When she woke up, she couldn't remember anything, even why and how she got there. But her memory soon came back because magic couldn't overcome the power of friendship. She immediately came back to the river. The boat was still there, but she didn't know which way to go. Suddenly, a crow appeared and tried to tell Gerda to follow him. The crow led Gerda to an old pirate ship in the Snow Kingdom. Gerda quickly got on the ship and she saw pirates on the deck. A pirate girl about Gerda's age approached and talked to Gerda. Finding out about her friend Kay being held in the Snow Queen's castle, the pirate girl told Gerda to forget about him, because there was no way to get him out of there. Eventually, the pirate girl wanted Gerda to stay on the ship and be her friend. But Gerda insisted that she would never give up fighting and rescuing her best friend Kay. Admiring Gerda's persistence, the pirate girl decided to help her. Early next morning, the pirate girl brought Gerda the fastest reindeer in the Snow Kingdom, and then shows Gerda the way to the Snow Queen's castle. After saying goodbye to the pirate girl, Gerda rode the reindeer and started her journey to find a way to defeat the Snow Queen. After a long journey, they reached the North Pole. The reindeer suddenly stopped at an igloo. They entered and met an old wise man. The man asked Gerda to show him the mirror. She knew this old wise man was her only hope to save Kay. So she took out the mirror and showed it to him without any doubt. The man told Gerda that her mirror was a magic mirror which showed all hidden and forgotten truths. After thanking the wise man, Gerda was on her way to reveal the truth of the Snow Queen to rescue her friend Kay. So, what was the Snow Queen's hidden secret? A long time ago, the Snow Queen was a happy and warm-hearted girl. Whatever she touched would turn into ice and snow, and she loved playing with the snow she made. As she grew up, her power became stronger and stronger. Everyone started to be afraid of her and stayed away from her. All alone, she realized that she was a danger to everyone. One day, she went away to a deserted land and built an ice castle. She became the Snow Queen who lived alone in her ice castle without love, but coldness and snow. Finally, Gerda arrived at the ice castle. When she entered, she saw Kay in the corner making an ice sculpture. Gerda called his name, but he looked at her emotionlessly. The Snow Queen asked Gerda to give up because his mind and heart had been turned to ice, cold and emotionless. But Gerda didn't care about what the Snow Queen said. Gerda hugged Kay and cried, begging him to come back to himself. The power of friendship won everything. The ice in Kay's head and heart melted away thanks to Gerda's sincerity. Kay started to remember everything. He was very happy to see Gerda again. Everything happened out of the Snow Queen's control. She shook her wand as fast as light and started to put a curse on Gerda. Right at that moment, Gerda took out her mirror and held it against the curse. Hitting the mirror, the curse disappeared. And the moment came. The Snow Queen looked at the mirror. The reflection she saw was the face of a happy little girl that she hadn't seen for ages. Suddenly, the Snow Queen returned to a happy girl she used to be. Then, the Snow Queen in the ice castle disappeared. Kay and Gerda looked at each other and smiled. From then on, they grew together in happiness.